Warm greetings to my dear students. Let's start with the chapter. As you all know, there are many systems working in our body, like digestive system, nervous system, respiratory system, reproductive system, and many others. So the nervous system, it is a system which monitors and controls the function of all other body systems. That is why it is also known as master system of our body. Let's come to functions of nervous system. First, it receives information of changes in the external and internal environment of the body. That means it enables our body to respond and adapt to changes both inside and outside of the body. Second is analysis and interprets the information to produce sensations. That means it first analyzes it and then it interprets the information to produce sensations. Third point is, based on past experiences, it forms and retains memory. Fourth, it conducts information and message. Fifth, it stimulates or inhibits the activities of muscles and glands. We all know that there are many glands and muscles in our body, so it stimulates or inhibits their activities. Sixth is, it helps to maintain the constancy of internal environment in the body. Seventh is, it controls many voluntary and involuntary activities. Involuntary means that are not under our control, and for example, heartbeat, movement of food in the alimentary canal, breathing, these are involuntary activities. And voluntary activities which we can control, for example, running, walking, eating, and all the day-to-day activities which involve your muscles and brain. So the whole nervous system works like a complete unit in the body by coordinating different activities. Now, the nervous system is divided into three parts: central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, and autonomous nervous system. Central nervous system comprises of brain and spinal cord, and they both are derived from neural tube. What is neural tube? Neural tube is a hollow structure in an embryo from which brain and spinal cord form. And any defect in this development can cause congenital anomaly. Second is, you can see CNS. The pink portion, brain and spinal cord. This is central nervous system, only the pink portion. Then comes peripheral nervous system. It includes cranial nerves and spinal nerves, and it is voluntary in action. See, in blue color, cranial nerves and spinal nerves. The peripheral nervous system consists of nerves, which are long fibers of axons which connect central nervous system to every part of the body. See. Then comes autonomous nervous system. Auto means self. So it is self-controlling nervous system. It controls the involuntary activities of smooth muscles, cardiac muscles, and secretions of glands. Because it controls the muscles of visceral organs of our body, it is also known as visceral system. Visceral means internal, because it controls the activities of internal organs like heart, kidney, liver. Now let's start with the first part, central nervous system. It consists of two parts, brain and spinal cord. So according to the location of brain and spinal cord, because they are centrally located, the system is known as central nervous system, and brain is the control center of our body also. First, we'll talk about brain. So it is, how does it look like? It is soft, whitish, large sized and slightly flattened structure present inside the cranial cavity of cranium of the skull. What is cranium? Cranium is the top part of the skull, and it protects the brain. Brain is covered by three membranes called meninges. The cranial meninges are connective tissue membranes which surrounds the brain in mammals, and it protects and supports CNS also. From outer to inner, there are three layers. From outermost is dura mater, then arachnoid, and then pia mater. Let's come to dura mater. So it is a thick membrane made up of dense irregular connective tissue. Because it is the outermost, its function is to support and protect. So it is thick in nature, that surrounds the brain and spinal cord. It is outer, thicker and fibrous in nature. It lies along the inner side of cranium of skull. That means it is attached with bones of cranium and it is non-elastic covering. Second membrane is arachnoid. It is the middle layer, thin layer and very fine and delicate. As the name suggests, arachnid means spider. Arachnoid means it gives a spider web-like appearance. So it is known as arachnoid. It is formed of reticular connective tissue. Reticular means net-like, and it gives structural support, and it is situated between dura mater and pia mater. Third membrane is pia mater. Pia means tender, so it is tender and delicate in nature. It is the innermost layer and it is vascular in nature. Vascular means it contains blood vessels, and it is soft and transparent membrane. It covers the soft tissues of the brain, and a network of blood capillaries is present in the covering, which provides nutrition and oxygen to brain and spinal cord. That means it allows blood vessels to pass through and nourish the brain. And it makes minute elevations at two places. They form choroid plexus, and choroid plexus is a network of capillaries which produces cerebrospinal fluid. Now let's come to spaces in brain or cavities in brain. There are two cavities, subdural cavity and subarachnoid cavity. Subdural cavity is the space between arachnoid and dura mater, and subarachnoid cavity is the cavity between arachnoid and pia mater. So the word sub means below. So below dura mater. You can see in the diagram the shaded portion. This is subdural cavity. And subarachnoid, that means below arachnoid. So you can see the subarachnoid cavity, and the subarachnoid cavity is smaller in size as compared to subdural cavity. And subarachnoid cavity is filled with cerebrospinal fluid. Now, the meningeal membranes protects the brain from mechanical injuries. Mechanical injuries like trauma or related to fractures, while CSF protects the brain from mechanical shocks and maintains constant pressure inside the cranium. Now, what is meningitis? Meningitis means inflammation of the meninges by viral or bacterial infections. Now let's come to CSF, which is cerebrospinal fluid. CSF is clear, colorless and slightly alkaline fluid. It contains inorganic salts like chlorides and bicarbonates of potassium, sodium, calcium, sulfate, phosphate and uric acid. And it contains traces of proteins and glucose. It is present around the brain and spinal cord, and it is lymph-like fluid secreted by choroid plexus. A healthy man has 150 ml of CSF. Now let's see the functions of CSF. It acts as a cushion between CNS and surrounding bones. That means it protects the brain from external injuries. Second, the CSF acts as a shock absorber, which means it prevents the transmission of shocking forces to central nervous system. Third, it supports brain and spinal cord and maintains uniform pressure upon them. Like the brain simply floats in CSF. Fourth is it nourishes the CNS. That means it gives nourishment to central nervous system. Fifth, CSF removes the metabolites, that means waste products from the CNS. It removes the waste products from the CNS. And sixth, it protects brain and spinal cord from harmful microorganisms and helps in diagnosis of various brain-related diseases. That's it for now. We'll start with the next topic in our next video. Thank you so much.